Dear friends, until he is put in a position where he can utilize it, a man does not realize the extent of his power. Unless he is put in a situation where he can express it. Jackie Goncher used to be a sportsperson who invested a lot of time to exercise and to get fit. She exercised for hours in the gym, ran, and swam gym. But in 2008, everything changed on a horrific day. The teenager went swimming at a friend's place. He has a pool. However, the American understood right away when she plunged under the water, there was a problem. The girl attempted to move but was unsuccessful. Jackie's buddies believed she was joking the entire time, but they soon discovered that the girl was simply immobile. The poor girl was promptly hauled out of the pool by the companions, who also phoned the physicians. Jackie's neck dangled carelessly and the girl passed out. When the medical professionals came, they learned that Goncher had a spinal cord damage and was paralyzed from the chest down. Jackie was in for a major shock. She was an athlete after all, and she loved motion. Naturally, the young girl did not want to live the rest of her life in a wheelchair. Living in a wheelchair. But the unfortunate girl could not be made happy by the doctors. They claimed that there was a good chance Goncher would never walk again. To enhance the likelihood that Goncher would be able to recover, the girl was scheduled for a very difficult procedure. Even surgery, though, was unable to change the condition. Jackie didn't intend to give up either. She also had a very strong character, in addition to her athletic prowess. She was aware of how challenging her circumstance was, but she made an effort to maintain her position. To rise to her feet again. Jackie began physical therapy, but her blood pressure remained low, which was causing her to lose consciousness. As a result, Jackie continued to experience these symptoms. The female, however, persisted in working out. Jackie's mobility increased as a result of the physical therapy. She could even bend her knees. Goncher's physicians were shocked when, 6 months after her injury, she was walking again. It didn't last very long, but it was a fantastic outcome that no one could have predicted. Goncher, however, found this challenging because she lacked the strength to even flinch. Jackie was able to stand on her own 2 feet, do her makeup with one hand, and even walk 1 or 2 steps with the assistance of others around her thanks to perseverance and consistent training. The girl was utterly worn out after that. It had therefore been 8 years since the horrible occurrence. Jackie spent the majority of her time in a wheelchair. Goncher didn't give up though. She made an effort to live a full life, engaged in physical treatment, kept up with her friendships, and even started dating a young man. And when Andy's boyfriend proposed to her, she accepted right away. She had the immediate thought that she would go down the aisle by herself. Down the aisle. The young woman started working out more vigorously right away. She even joined a gym. However, as soon as Jackie sat down on the exercise bike, it just began to shut off because she was unable to pedal as quickly as she needed to. The girl later recalled this incident by saying, "I felt so frustrated, I put my head on the machine and cried." Her efforts, however, weren't in vain. She could only stand for a short time before starting her training sessions, but after she did, her standing duration rose dramatically. 6 days a week, for 2 hours, Jackie worked out. She pedaled, walked, lifted weights, and worked her legs. After each trip to the gym, she grew more self-assured and physically stronger, and she inspired all of her guests with her progress. Jackie recalled that period by saying the following: "Many individuals approached me at the gym and expressed how inspiring it was to see me there. Getting that unplanned support from total strangers was wonderful." The wedding day finally arrived. Unexpected visitors. Jackie looked stunning in her flowing gown. However, the loved ones who had assembled to congratulate Jackie weren't drawn to her dress. The bride startled everyone in the crowd when she abruptly sprang up from her chair as she was about to walk down the aisle. On one side, her grandfather provided assistance, while on the other, her mother did so. But she was traveling on her own 2 feet to the wedding. Even Jackie's fiancé, who assisted her with her training, was unable to control his tears, let alone the other guests who were unaware of the surprise. The newlyweds were shocked to see that everyone who had been invited to the wedding started crying as soon as the bride went by when they later saw wedding photos. In the end, the girl did not only walk herself down the aisle but also remained upright for the majority of the ceremony. That's a total of 4 hours. The couple even performed a genuine wedding dance. Even though Jackie was leaning on her partner, the magic continued to happen, and one of the wedding guests even drew a picture of it. A person with strong will, passion for living, and tenacity can conquer any challenge and do anything. It's essential to surround yourself with supportive friends and family members. Alright, friends, share videos, leave comments, like, and channel subscriptions. Well, talk soon.